All right, this is going to be fun. I'm going to give the rest of the fish and chips to the seagulls, and they know it. They know it. There we go. Wow, that was quick. Wow, that was quick. Dioramas, origami, catapults, and trebuchets, telescopes, terrariums, bonsai trees, and paper games, swords and shields, and real blacksmithing, model rockets, animation. I teach the art of real creation. StormyCastle.com. Let's make something. Okay, so here's my destination for today. Going to a place called the Higson Seafood, and they've got Lent specials going on. We're going to get the fish and chips, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my city. And so I'm out. Here's the Flatiron building. See, isn't that a beautiful building? I love that building. They call it a Flatiron because that was the shape of a flatiron back in the day, 150 years ago. It's in great shape, but I love this little city. The population's around 90 or 100,000, and it's actually quite a humble city. There's no pretension about it. It's got all the usual things, but it also has a lot of these beautiful old 100-year-old buildings like this one. That's St. Anne's Cathedral, and I think it was completed in 1905. Isn't that beautiful? It's beautiful on the inside, too. I have pictures of this and many of the other buildings in the city on my website. If you want to learn more about it and where I'm living here, check the description of this video. I'll have a link to a page I have with special stories. There's some interesting stories about this city, So we're going to walk by St. Anne's Cathedral, get on the main street, and we're hitting the fish and chips place. It's not far. But I've been out 6 days a week. I walk because I'm going on a pilgrimage this summer to I'm doing 3 countries in Europe, and the pilgrimage is in Spain called the Camino, if you're not familiar with it. But there you go, Higson Seafood. But first I'm going to give you a little bit of audio here from me talking, but it was a very windy day, so I got rid of most of the audio. But here, we're going. I'm not taking you in. Right. Oh, look at that. I can smell it. It's delicious. All right, let's find a place to eat. I can't walk all the way to where I live. It's an hour away. The fish will be frozen. But we'll find a spot that's not too far and enjoy. So I try to get a fish and chips every Friday, and I'm walking 6 days a week, and it's usually about 4 hours a day, sometimes more, because I'm getting myself into shape and training for that 500-mile walk I'm going to do. The walk is in Spain, but I love this little city, and there's a lot of little things, and this is North Park, and I'm looking here for a spot I can sit down and have the fish and chips, and like I said, it was a very windy day. I was really surprised by that. We don't have a whole lot of windy days, but this one was a very windy day. Here on my right, there's the seagulls, and I got a surprise for them. You've already seen it at the beginning of this video. And then on the left was a bunch of geese, and I'm not sure. That might indicate something. They might be on their migratory route, heading back down south, which might mean winter's coming to an end. But there's a beautiful little pond there, and people skate there when it's cold enough. And then that's the building we're heading for, and I think it's called a pavilion. Or is it a gazebo? When does a gazebo become a pavilion? Is there a size dimension where it gets to a certain point where a gazebo is no longer a gazebo, it's now a pavilion, right? Big capacity. I'm going to sit down here in the cold and the wind and enjoy the fish and chips, and let's take a look. Now, the thing is, it's an interesting thing for me is that I just lived for 2 years in Phoenix, Arizona. And I love Phoenix, Arizona. I love Arizona. I love the Midwest. It's just so not New England out there. But I'm a New England born and raised, so this is my home. And I got to tell you something. Of all the things I love about Phoenix and Arizona, fish and chips is not one of them. They do not have fish and chips out there like we have here back home. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And what was the cost? I think it was like, $12. Ridiculous. Beautiful low price and just overabundance. And, my diet has changed a lot since I've been training now for 8 months. I can't eat like I used to. So I could not finish that whole meal, and that's why I gave a lot of it to the birds. Well, not a lot of it. I gave the rest of it. What I couldn't eat, I gave to the birds. But that's some beautiful fish. Look at that. So the place is Higson Seafood. And, if you're wondering about my Friday fish and chips, now I did I think for 6 months, every Friday, I did a video of me going for fish and chips and then having a philosophical talk. And this isn't one of them. But I do have those, but they're only available to my patrons. I'm sorry. I no longer can make a living with YouTube and with the website and everything. The internet has changed significantly. So I have to support myself in other ways. And one of the ways I support myself is through Patreon, where you can donate monthly or one time or monthly to help me, survive. So, but I do have those fish and chips, and I've been posting them diligently every Friday now for, I don't know, a few months. And so if you're interested in those fish and chips, you might want to go over to consider my Patreon page. Anyway, I was reading I was watching a video by a guy named Dr. Berg. He has 9 million, almost 10 million subscribers on YouTube. And he said the single worst food that you can eat is French fries with ketchup. That's what he said. I got to research that more, but he was really pretty adamant about that, and I believe him. So I'm going to go easy on the French fries and on the ketchup. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I'm going to give you a little bit more here, and we'll watch feeding. There's the rest of it. I'm going to feed to the seagulls, and we can watch that. And then thank you very much. I got lots more videos coming. Follow along. All right, this is going to be fun. I'm going to give the rest of the fish and chips to the seagulls, and they know it. They know it. There we go.